morning, y'all. Today is Tuesday, June the 18th. And so I wanted to come on and talk about something. So I had applied for a position with another agency, and it's basically doing the same work, but the agency is a larger agency, so a lot of the things that I'm responsible for, someone else does a job, whereas on the job I'm on, we're smaller, so I do it all. But the pay was probably about maybe $30,000 more than what I'm making now. So the reason I applied for the job was more money, of course. But anyway, you know, to whom much is given, much is required. But anyway, so when I got the interview, I had a sinus infection. I was sick with a sinus infection that week, and I started to cancel it, but I didn't. And so before I make any decisions about anything, I pray about it. And so, yeah, that was the worst interview I ever had. I mean, the people were nice, but it was the worst interview ever because, you know, I interview people all the time. Have been doing it for years. But it was like the answers that I was given were not even my answers. It was like, you know, I knew the answers to the questions, but the answers I would get, I was like, why did I even say that? I'm telling you, the Lord would step in and handle the situation for you. I can't even explain it, but I know for a fact. And let me tell you, one of the questions the lady asked, after I answered it, she even asked me again. And I mean, you can interpret it both ways, as if the answer was right, but it wasn't exactly what she was looking for. And I know that because these are the questions that I asked. You understand what I'm saying? Do I make sense to anybody? But what I'm saying is, when something is for you, the way is already paid for you to get it. You know, you're just going through. Like I tell one of my friends, she was like, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm looking for another job, and I had these interviews and nothing coming up. It ain't your time. That's not what God had for you. So when they sent me the letter about the job, they didn't send me a letter telling me that they had hired somebody else. They had just said that they were going to keep my resume or application on file until the end of the year. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, when I went on the interview, I was half sick. My sinuses was all messed up. I don't even think usually when I go on an interview or something, I do my hair fresh. I didn't do it because I didn't want to get sick. It was just a lot. So the Lord, I'm just going to tell you, the Lord takes care of his children. He does. He does. And so that's one incident. Another incident, I had applied for another position. This position pay was probably comparable to my pay. It actually may have been a little less, but the benefits were greater or what have you. And so I had left work to go on this interview. I was going to take my lunch break to go on the interview. Y'all, when I pulled up, this interview was at a hospital. So when I pulled onto the hospital grounds, something told me you need to go ahead and go back to work. So I called and canceled. Maybe 4 or 5 months, maybe not even that long after I withdrew my application, it was announced that that particular hospital was closing. I had gone on another interview at this bakery. Interview went well. Only thing was, the guy said that they work until the job gets done. And I've had several people tell me that. And my son was still in school, and I just couldn't put in those type of hours because I left a job with bonus opportunity, because sometimes I would work 48, 50. If we had company coming to visit, it may be 60 to 70 hours a week. So, you know, the lady at the daycare told me, she said that they don't like the kids to stay at the daycare more than 10 hours because they see kids being dropped off and picked up and they're still there. So it sets in like a form of a feeling of neglect or whatever. Something I hadn't even considered. So, yeah, but on this other job, I had the interview, and the interview went well. And so the guy told me, he said, well, we had been in bankruptcy. Well, we're in bankruptcy. And so I interviewed with them and everything, and something told me, you know, when you get back to the office, you go ahead and send them a letter withdrawing your application. And that's what I did. And y'all, 3 months later, that company announced they were closing. So the Lord goes and prepare for us ahead of time. That's why no, I don't make the money I should be making, but I have a level of stress. It's not that much, but I just believe in when we put more into the resources and not enough into the source, that that allows all kind of trouble in our lives, like discontent, unhappiness, mental illness, depression, and all that. So it's crazy. And I'm applying, and I'm still applying. When you're in a place and you want to make a difference and you can't, to me, it's not where you're supposed to be. If the Lord puts something in your spirit to make a difference and you're in that place and you can't, it's just a matter of time before He's going to pick you up and remove you from that situation. Have you ever, and for me, have you ever been in a situation that you just didn't feel comfortable in or whatever, but it was like a means to an end, and then you look up one day and the Lord just to snatch you out of that situation? It is, man, that's why I can shout on Sunday any day of the week, because I know what the Lord has brought me through. It's just so much going on in the world, and so many worshiping things, because idols can also be things, just like when they talk about that small g God in the Bible, worshiping idols and stuff. Anything that you put before God is an idol. It could be things. A lot of people are very materialistic. Like again, I like nice things, but I don't worship them. Some people idolize stars and things like that, but they're just people, and then you put them on this pedestal, and then when they go through things, you're disappointed. They're not God. They're human just like you are. Again, like I said, I admire the stars because they go through a lot. I sympathize with them because I see where their private life is on public display. And I know that has to be hard, especially when something bad happens. When it's good, but when it's bad, they drag it on and on and on. But I'm just saying all that to say this. God is still in control, no matter what we're going through, no matter what we face. He's still in control. And that's why I tell people, do what you have to do and let God do the rest. That's where you get that peace that surpasses all understanding. When you have that relationship with Him, to know that regardless of what you're going through, He's already there. He's already there, already making the way. And like they say, we're going through, we're not staying there. So, I don't know. That just was in my spirit. I thought about that, and I thought about the situation with the jobs. That's just like when I was unemployed. I was working at a Super Kmart. I had my son, and when I got ready to come, when I was on maternity leave, the lady told me that the store was closing. A lot of people were sad and everything, but I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I had graduated from school at that time, and I was out on leave with him. So I had, I was still getting paid, and so, I went back after my 6-week checkup, but, my intentions wasn't to stay there. That's why I went to school. But it was a means to an end, and I am forever grateful because the jobs I had, and that's another thing, the Lord really blessed me because the jobs I had have been very understanding. They let me work different schedules to finish my schooling. They allowed me the opportunity to participate in all my kids' activities. Even the job I'm on now, I'm forever grateful because the work-family life balance here is unbelievable. You start getting your vacation and sick time the same week you get the first check. And then you don't have to wait like some companies. You have to wait 6 months before you can use your time. No, once you get your vacation time, if you need to use it, you can use it. Of course, we don't want you to abuse it, but if it's a benefit to you, you don't have to wait 6 months to use it. And so, you have to consider all that when you're looking for a job, especially, you fresh out of college, and then you go get a job where they require you to work 100 hours a week. I mean, it's not required, but in order for you to do your job efficiently, you have to put in a lot of hours. For some people, that's fine. But for me, I don't want to make work my main focus. If you got a family, you have children, you want them to be active, you want to participate with things at church, you can't do that if you're working all those hours, because you have to have some time to wind down. So, you know, and stress kills. Stress kills. So I'm forever grateful the Lord has looked out for me. He's blessed me. I haven't had the best life. I haven't been the richest, but I haven't been the poorest. You know, I've been fortunate enough to always be able to afford cable, which, and a lot of people don't pay for cable and get all the channels I get. But I'm just saying, like some mornings I just sit in the tub. Lord, thank you, because I got this hot bath that I can take. You understand what I'm saying? Some people don't have that, so I don't take anything or anyone for granted, because just like you get it, you can lose it. So y'all have a good day. That's my testimony. That's my story. Be blessed. Bye.